So I was on the Pulse Chain voice chat on Telegram today, and people were talking about bridging, and that there may be different bridges, and hopefully a bridge to Binance Smart Chain, so people can off ramp there without having to pay an Ethereum fee to cash out from Pulse onto your exchange or whatever. And someone was asking if they should do it like incrementally, like a little bit, and a little bit, and a little bit, which there may be some merit to that, especially the first time you use one, just so you don't make some kind of mistake, although that shouldn't really be an issue. The problem is some of these bridges may have some degrees of centralizations, even though they are going to be utilizing smart contracts. So when a bridge, what happens with bridging, just a real quick rundown, is so if you're bridging an ERC20 from Ethereum over to Pulse, such as USDC, you would the smart contract on Ethereum would lock the USDC and give you a USDC, like a wrapped kind of thing, USDC on Pulse. Not the PRC USDC, but a wrapped version of the ERC, the real deal USDC, and they would create that on Pulse, and now you'd have it on Pulse. So if you're using that wrapped USDC from Ethereum on Pulse at any time, since the smart contract has the real ERC20 locked in its contract on Ethereum, that's where the risk is. So if you were to say you wanted to cash out to USDC onto Ethereum, you have your Pulse or your other bags on Pulse, you could sell the Pulse, get the wrapped ERC20 USDC, bridge it back to Ethereum, and once you get it back on Ethereum, so you have very little risk if you buy it and then transfer it right away. The time frame where the bridge could be compromised is very low. So if you're holding a native asset to that native coin, even if you bought it on Pulse and then bridged it, once you get it on Ethereum, you're good. If it's an Ethereum-based asset like an ERC20, once you have bridged it over to Ethereum, you're good. You have no more to worry about with the bridge. The problem is holding assets from one chain that are wrapped onto another chain. So even vice versa, if you bridged Pulse over to Ethereum, it's being held on a smart contract on Pulse. Now you have the wrapped Pulse on Ethereum. Then as long as you're holding that token, you are at risk for the bridge. So if you are concerned about the bridge in the early days or, whatever, I mean, basically, Richard's going to probably say this is the best bridge we have, but be careful. So that's probably the bridge I would go with. But if you're really concerned about the bridge, just try to hold native assets. And if you're going to be bridging, if you want to sell Pulse, buy wrapped USDC and bridge it back, just do it right away. And then you'll have a very small time window where you could get screwed. So that's just all I wanted to say. That's my understanding, at least. Not an expert on bridging, but I have bridge tokens before, and I've heard people talk about it, and that is the risk. You may remember the Poly Network hack. It was one of the largest DeFi hacks. It was maybe a few months ago for like $500 million, and it was because the contracts holding the native assets were compromised, because they had some sort of a validator system that was exploited. So yeah, hope that answers your questions if you had concerns about bridging on Pulse. And yes, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Peace.